right, impeachment hearings have been causing a number of headlines and headaches for the president today. Of course, no exception. Yahoo Finance's Jess Smith joins us live from D.C. with the latest. Jess.
Well, the first session of hearings today that started at 9 o'clock this morning is just now starting to wrap up. We heard from perhaps the most highly anticipated witness of the hearings so far. That's Gordan Sondland, the ambassador to the EU. He says that he was working with Rudy Giuliani on Ukraine issues at the express direction of the president. He pushed back against the idea that he was operating on an irregular channel for Ukraine policy. He says the Secretary of State and other high-ranking officials knew exactly what was happening. He says it was not a secret. Everyone was in the loop. They were aware of efforts to pressure Ukraine to investigate some of the president's political rivals. Sondland answered what was the core question that many lawmakers have been asking, and that's, was there a quid pro quo? Let's watch.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously, with regard to the requested White House call and the White House meeting, the answer is yes. Mr. Giuliani conveyed to Secretary Perry, Ambassador Volker, and others that President Trump wanted a public statement from President Zelensky committing to investigations of Burisma and the 2016 election.
Sondland said that he was adamantly opposed to holding back security aid for Ukraine, and he could not get an explanation as to why that was happening. He came to believe that that was also contingent on investigations, though he says President Trump never explicitly told him that. Now, Republicans and the president are focusing on one piece of Sondland's testimony today, and that was when he talked about a specific phone call that he had with the president. He said it was a quick call. The president was in a bad mood, and when the ambassador asked him what he wanted from Ukraine, he said the president said nothing. I want nothing, no quid pro quo. The president recapped that conversation while talking to reporters today, and he distanced himself from Sondland. Take a listen.
I don't know him very well. I have not spoken to him much. This is not a man I know well. Seems like a nice guy, though. But I don't know him well.
Now, it's worth noting that Sondland was a donor to President Trump's inaugural fund, and earlier this year, President Trump tweeted about Sondland saying that he is a really good man and a great American. Now, 2 more witnesses are set to testify today, and then we'll have 2 more tomorrow. Myles.
And of course, Jess, in the footage we saw of Trump speaking to reporters, there was a picture from the opposite side of that showed Trump with notes that said, I want nothing. There was no quid pro quo on, like, as part of this. It's almost unbelievable that he's standing there with notes that say the thing.
Yeah, there were several pictures that came out and showed those notes in the president's handwriting. Looked like they were written in Sharpie saying, I want nothing, no quid pro quo. And then I think it said that was the final word from the president of the United States.
Because when we're defending ourselves against impeachment kind of inquiries, what we need is a reminder of our talking points on that basis. All right, Jess, we've got more testimony today. We've got the Democratic debate tonight. We've got more testimony later this week. We'll, of course, be in touch. Thanks so much.
Sounds good.
Hey, investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.